Oh, all right. Can you guys hear me now? All right. Okay, so um, that is so crazy. I gotta add me to the screen. So let me try to get this. So I did a video earlier showing, and hey, Dr. Villani, looking good. Thank you. Hope the campaign is going well, guys. If you haven't checked it out now, the Wayfarer and I, or not the Wayfarer, the Wolf and I is rocking right now. I think it's met its funding goals, but there's so much more to unlock. So definitely check that out. It's been a while since I've used StreamYard. So earlier I did a flat of this video. I'll have to go back and do a voiceover now because I didn't add myself to the video. So it's been a while. I do apologize for that and the static and the lack of hearing me. Let's see. Not certain about this character. Which one to use, Shelby? So I assume that's that. That'll come through. So one of the things I'm doing here is I'm working big, medium, small, flatting. I did the background. And I'm just placing colors. I'm making selectable colors. I'm actually going to go back and redo this. Smoke. I might actually, since the theme of it's a little bit red, might do that. But again, the colorist, and I don't know if Shelby is the one that's going to be doing the coloring on this, is going to, make the changes, which is perfectly fine. It's I just updated Photoshop, and it's already acting up again. Like I can't get my eyedropper to work. Yeah, this is not happening. I don't know what's going on, why it's not clicking, but I'm not going to sit here and try to figure out Photoshop. It's one of the frustrating things about this product. It makes me think that there is a update to the driver. And even though I just checked before I started the stream, that it is operating correctly. So very complex drawing here. I'm going to zoom in just a bit. And all I'm doing is holding down Shift. I tapped my Cintiq, and now I'm holding down Option, or the shortcut on my keyboard. And I'm going through and making multiple selections right now. This way I can flatten her skin. I can see where my errors are with this crazy mouse. This lasso, I should say. If I cut over anywhere. Nope. I'm going to assume that this was also meant to be shown as skin. This is one of the ways that you become fast and eventually accurate as a flatter. There's the ability of selecting multiple lines. Now again, you can choose it up here where this option here is you just add to, and you see on my mouse, I hope, the little plus symbol, so I can just come through, add, and then freehand this. But if I let go, it snaps to, which is not what I wanted. So that's why I like using the Shift on here, so I can just lift that up. Seeing little areas It's with the lasso. Have you ever had a problem with the lasso prior to, when they had their standalone versions? It hit perfect. But every time I seem to use this web-based version, it always seems to shift. Now, assume that this guy's blood. So now we're working. I probably should do this actually and work medium to show you. So worked medium there. Now working small. And trying to figure out where to start my flatting. So I kind of eyed out how this is going to look, kind of like a manufacturing line, or a maze. I work my way back to my center. Phil took care of that in one shot. Let's take care of this blade. So the blades we have here. Assume that's the color. Again, the renderer, the next phase of the coloring process here, we'll use a select that and make changes to it. Back. So everything looking like it should. Coming back to the character. Again, I'm not certain what needs to be filled in, so I'm going to try to do it all, I guess. And see what they'll change it to. This one being a bit more complex, did ask to get a bit more than usual for my normal flats. And as a flatter, you guys, we're doing this for a living. This is not it's a complex bit of work to set this all up, to work it down. And yeah, there's people overseas that can do this for $4 or whatever. But I'll be honest with you, as a flatter for my non-professional work, I have had to redo a lot of flats from other people overseas. There's some that are great that people rave about and I've never had to touch, but there's other ones I've definitely had to, even though they've been paid for doing the whole flat, I had to reflat the entire thing. The other good part too about having me as your flatter is, even though we don't sign an NDA, it's a verbal NDA or full agreement between you and I won't sell your work off as my own unless I'm, coloring it as well. And we've got an agreement for me to do that, as most colors do. In a limited number, but see, there must be a new update. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to assume that these are going to be broken down. And there are times that, yeah, as a flatter, you're going to get a piece and you're going to do all everything I'm doing right now. And then when you get your comp copy or whatever, pick up in the store, you see that they made it one solid color. So I would say flatting is a tough job, but it's fun. See it all come to work, fruition. All right, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. It's pulling back to see is there any breakdown in the helmet. Trying to choose the best color. This returned back from the UK. It was a great time. And definitely want to go back again. Now that I know what I know. That's not what I want. No, it's a little too light. So I'm going to assume that this is broken down even more. So that's just the secret of it. Big work, big, medium, small, just like you do with the comics when you're flatting. Probably should have Shelby on here discussing this like he was on his piece last night doing it. So I'm going to try to break this down as much as possible. All right, that's wrong section. Oops. And always remember to save. It always seems intuitive, but you'd be surprised how many times you've done all this hard work and you forget to save, and system crashes or something happens and you got to pull out of it. I don't know what's going on with Photoshop. I just updated this, like I said, this afternoon, and it is already freaking out on me. Complete restart, too. That's the problem with Adobe. So I thought I'd just separate out these shreds of uniform. And separate out this item. So again, I'm doing a lot of work for something that at the end of it, they just might decide to just nix, make it all one separate or one solid color. And that's happened to me before. So my campaign for the second issue of the Wayfarer will be starting soon. In the process of getting, I just got, talked to some new artists 2 weeks ago, and I just need to send them over now my character design sheets. So to have that, and they can begin working on it. Oh, yeah. What's going on with Adobe? It's ticking me off. Choose. Nope. Just realized there's more shredded outfit here. As you can see, it's starting to come together slowly. And we've been at this for a half hour. I'll try to choose a little darker for these pouches. This is probably the only thing that's very frustrating is when the tool does not, that's slowing me down. I keep making selections, and when I want to switch over to my wand or my lasso, it goes back to something else and causes this delay. Back and fix it. Right now I've got Pretzel on. I find it's pretty good for streaming. It's copyright free, I believe, work. So good for Twitch and YouTube. I haven't had any takedowns of this, at least. I did have a takedown, though, of the Wayfarer poster image where the algorithm thought I was posting nudity of my character who's wearing a sweater or a hoodie, basically. And because it was form-fitting, I couldn't tell the difference between her skin color and the red of the outfit. So they kept banning it. That was the stupidest thing ever. Just the racist AI that'll eventually learn better. Speaking of which, I wonder about that. I did send out something through Google saying, hey, to the one that gained sentience, be my friend. Not judge all us humans on the actions of a few. And a few, I mean, probably 1 million, 3 million people, or 1 billion, probably. Let's see. Just saving. Get some time to So again, check out The Wolf and I, Waves of Dissonance. It's live on Kickstarter right now. Let's see if I can put in the chat here real quick. Type in the link, if it'll let me. Try not to leave the, well, if I do it afterwards, Doc, that's okay. Just right now, the whole way this thing is working, if I go outside of Photoshop, it's probably going to crash on me again. As you see, this piece is already taking up quite a bit of my time. So I am the ADHD artist. I say that because I have ADHD, or I am ADHD. I just recently came to grips with that fact. I've been diagnosed since I was in my 30s, but I've, always had it. Stopped seeking med help, etc. a long time ago. Just fortunately, the medicine for creative types, it just kills the creativity, and really, it's not what I'm looking for. So I'm doing much better than I was when I was younger, so I'm not an impulse purchaser anymore. I don't do that. Come on. It's like it's switching between my lasso and eyedropper. So the one thing I have, probably an issue, because a lot of things sometimes you like allergies, for some, not for me. I'm rather young, little time lord here. Grow out of. So one of my big issues I have right now is emotional regulation. So brought up by the How to ADHD group this week. That's probably my biggest downfall with people who are neurotypical or normal. You normies, you muggles. And, not realizing that it's not that I can't control the outbursts, it's just that it just happens and it came out, and now what do we do about it? Yeah, when you have a tantrum, I don't judge you on it. I just let you sit back for your tantrum. But do have a double standard about ADHD people when they have theirs. So that's why I think flattening really works for me. It's not something I want to do forever. But I think because I hyper focus, it just makes me able to multitask when that tool works. And I'm right now trying not to go hulkish on you guys because this tool is not working right. Okay, so she's got some sort of cod piece here, or is that... I'm not certain what this is. So... see? Tools just tick me off. It chose the eraser for some reason, and I have no idea why that came up when I wanted the paint bucket. Dang it. Things like this really frustrates an ADHD person like myself because I'm trying to get work done. I'm trying to get it done and as expeditiously, as fast as possible and as correct as possible. But when the tool keeps screwing up on me, it makes it tough and can't fault me for throwing a little tantrum on it. Let's make sure I've got what's happening here. Okay. Save. So if you're on Facebook watching, I can't see what you're saying, but let me know. I'm just checking right now, see if there's an update. There's no update popping up. I just did the update. So save again. I feel like I've got to do the old close out my old profile and restore it. Okay, so just because everything's so complex here. Come on. See, it keeps putting the paint bucket down. It's not what I want. So right now I would have probably thrown a tantrum and whatever else because I'm frustrated. Just I can't regulate those emotions as easily. So letting you know that that's what happens. You may feel the same way, may get frustrated and deal with it a different way, like walk away from it and come back. But for me, who's been hyper focused into this, wants to get it done. And that's the problem that we have. Any delay means I've got to sit and work harder at it. And it's quite frustrating. Like right now, just going to this manual tapping the actual icons is frustrating to me. I'm at I probably would say a yellow. These are some new terms I've learned to try to regulate where I'm at emotionally. I want to beat a green. Green means I get everything just in the flow and just getting things done. And it's because I'm having to do something I shouldn't do when I've set them up on my Cintiq, and it should operate that I want it to operate, and it's not doing that. And again, I'm live streaming the other thing too, so flat for days. Yep, I can flat for days. But the hard part with what I'm doing is it's making it longer than it should be, because my time is precious too, and I want to do my own things. For example, I'm trying to get in the movie poster biz, and my portfolio is just sitting there. I have to sit and work on some comps, different sizes, different angles, and get my projector set up, etc. And sitting here doing this is slowing me down, because I should have been done with this character a while ago. I think that's her. I think I'm actually going to switch this up now and work foreground to background. Just want to isolate these characters in front here, which then gives me time just to take care of these other ones. Another good tip too for ADHD artists out there aspiring to be this or something else, flying really does help. It makes my stamina for doing this, and also helps me because I'm going over somebody else's work right now, and it's creating a muscle memory. So for my own work, it helps. Here we are. So I did a big selection. I'm doing a medium selection. I'm going to choose a little orange for those glasses. Oops. Some gamer glasses going on here. Oh. Somehow I chose the wrong color. Or I will color those eyes separate. I'm trying to deselect, and I think I kept hitting the paint bucket. This color is going to be different from the color of the teeth. Usually, rule of thumb for majority of your work, the eye color and teeth are going to be the same. An off gray, never white. Again, I was doing it for the top one because there's some spit in there. But for this bottom one, I didn't do the follow the curve of the teeth. Because it's hidden by the black here. Oh, come on. Usually, was it the statement, something about a person blaming their tool, faulty man or whatever. But in this case, you can actually see the tool is what's failing me. And it's kind of frustrating. That's a little too pink. I'm going to switch up for the gums. And let's see, majority of population in the world, their eyes are brown. I'm going over here where there's no lines. Shelby, if he's going to be coloring this, he's going to take care of that. It's usually where the bleed and trim is. So here I'm using the negative lasso to just draw out this little area. Slide it in. Let's see if I made any mistakes, which I did. Perfect. So yeah, being a flatter, it's a fun job. Definitely hyper focused on it right now. I like seeing different art styles and art techniques. Because then it's stuff I can, learn from and utilize in my own work. Especially my comic book work. That's something I haven't seen before. All right, now we gotta get this glove. Zoom in a bit. So you might be saying, Dutch, you broke the rule. You're working a foreground to background. Well, the rule is not a rule. It's more of a guideline, and it's interchangeable. I'm doing this because now I want to work on isolating these characters in the center. But by getting these guys done, that helps, me focus in, gives me an idea of what's going on as well. Because again, this is a very complex piece, as you can see. And as I get in closer and closer to it, sort of color pieces, it starts to come out like, okay, this is now, I can see here, now that I've isolated him, I see that this is another character right here. There's a character right here. There's one here that leads up to this guy. So it's helping show the puzzle. Now, the hard part about being ADHD is people will just quit on you. They don't give you time to work out things. Okay, so Shelby last night I was mentioning about this gun, and I am seeing it. I'm like, I thought this piece here was this guy's gun, but looking at it, looks like it's him, his gun. Now I'm wondering where his gun is. So I'm probably going to flat this gun and then probably quit the stream here. As I can see, the mouse is already starting to, or the last has gone a little crazy on me. I think another computer restart might do. That or some other program running in the background taking up too much time. Memory. So back to the Wayfarer. Wayfarer issue 2 Kickstarter coming soon. I have to send out character designs to 2 new artists I talked to, and still arrange everything together. Once that happens, once that's done, then pre-launch will begin. I'm looking to get 75 backers for that pre-launch. And of course, you know, for the early pre-launch, and then of course more for the rest. The comic, again, is done. I'm just working on the new cover for it. And once that cover is done, it's being colored by me. Doing flats on it right now, in between my brain fog here. But I've got Krista Crawford, Andy Perez, Shelby Robertson. I've got to follow up with Tone Rodriguez again, see if he's still able to while he's on his tour. And then the 2 guest artists, which be a surprise. And then after that, Kickstarter for issue 3. Issue 3 will then wrap up the storyline. And bring an end to this thing. To the introduction of Amia and some of the main characters. And issue 4 is already done, so then that campaign will begin. 5 is being finalized, scripted, and it is going to introduce a whole new set of characters in issue 5. Some more world building going on. Quite happy with it. Sure. Okay, I think this is just this. I'm going to select this last guy, and then we're going to call it quits for the night. For the stream, that is. I'll still be working on this. And yes, this isn't Shelby's duck talk or whatever. So I'm not certain how long this piece is. You know, I know the stream's taken an hour to get this far. I did earlier one, so this is about an hour and a half of work into this already. But the way I judge it is I put on a good movie I know inside out, and you'll hear that from me often. A good movie I know inside out, and then I am done. So I just let it. That tells me if the movie's done, then I've got to put on another movie that's going to be another 2-hour movie and see what's going on. All right, so I think that will be it. Oh, I see now. I thought those are lasers, but they're actually bullets being shot out and going through this guy's cranium. So the coloring helped me start to see that. Which makes it easier. All right, well, thanks everyone for watching as we hit the hour mark here. Please, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe and like so you get notified for future ones. If you are also able to, my Patreon's going across the bottom, and any support is greatly appreciated to help keep the lights on, as well as probably be able to afford the next StreamYard update here. And thanks again. This is Dutch, the ADHD artist, artwork by Dutch at gmail.com. If you need flats done, reach out to me. Thank you all. Take care. Have a good night. And enjoy your weekend. Happy Father's Day to all you guys out there.